Let's try to understand the physics behind spinning a top. Say we have a top. The force of gravity is pulling down on it. If we were to let go of the top without spinning it, it would just fall down because of gravity. But let's say we decide to spin the top. It rotates around an invisible axis, and the amount of rotation that we give the top when we spin it is called angular momentum. Now, the reason the top doesn't fall like before is due to the fact that angular momentum is able to resist the downward pull of gravity. Because of the top's angular momentum, it would keep spinning forever if no resistance was present. However, friction is present on the point of contact with the ground and in the air. The top's angular momentum begins to decrease due to this resistance, and now gravity can start to pull the top down by offsetting the angular momentum. That would look something like this. The rotational axis and the force of gravity are still present, and the top still has angular momentum because its motion hasn't stopped yet. Because the angular momentum is still present, so is resistance in the forms of friction and air friction. Now, when gravity begins to offset the top's angular momentum, the top begins to lean down towards its sides. Not only does the top begin to lean down due to gravity, but it also begins to wobble. To understand why this happens, let's try to imagine the motion of the top. Since angular momentum is still trying to resist gravity, the top still moves in the direction it was spun. But because gravity is offsetting the angular momentum, the top then leans down. However, since angular momentum still resists gravity, the top moves back up. This process keeps repeating and causes the top to look like it's wobbling. This phenomenon of the top moving up and down and wobbling is known as the top's precession. Due to resistance, the top keeps slowing down and angular momentum continues to decrease until the point when gravity and friction completely offset angular momentum. That's when the top stops spinning.